The Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
A special session kicked off this morning, bringing together legislators from across Connecticut to consider 9 different issues. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. The main proposals focus on reducing costs for working families, building more housing, and revitalizing the Waterbury Hospital.
Fox 61's Celine Arif listened in on the session and has more.
Well, the session kicked off focused on House Bill 8002, which is legislation on housing growth. It received opposition from both Democrats and Republicans. House Bill 8002 was met with mixed emotions from lawmakers, including Representative Tony Scott.
This is all information that should have been in public hearing. This all information should have been given to the legislator beforehand and for the public to digest and understand.
He's the ranking member of the Housing Committee, calling out this bill that would incentivize towns and cities to support building more housing in one of 3 ways. If they get on board, they would be eligible for state funding for a new housing growth program, and they would get more money for school construction.
I have to believe that 3M wants to relocate to Connecticut at this point, because that's how much red tape there is in this bill.
And it wasn't just Republicans like Representative Joe Zullo speaking out against the bill. Representative Minnie Gonzalez, a Democrat, says this bill is too similar to Bill 5002, which was passed this summer but vetoed by the governor.
They tweak it a little bit, and boom, we have a new bill. Now, this is almost the same bad bill.
While they argued against it in session, House Majority Leader Jason Rojas spoke with us before the session in favor of the bill.
Local control, local officials being involved in the decision making, we actually did that, compromised, and now they're trying to find all sorts of other reasons to oppose a bill that is really important to the people of the state of Connecticut.
While this bill focuses on housing builds, it also covers a lot more, like banning hostile infrastructure that prevents homeless people from sitting or sleeping in public spaces. Aaron Archer lives in Hartford and says while he understands the need for that infrastructure in some cases, he's overall against it.
I think it'd be very harmful to the community, especially because there's a lot of homeless people around these parts. It's, especially because it's winter, it's very stressful being homeless during these times.
Now it's a special session waiting game to see if House Bill 8002 makes it past both parties. The special session continues Thursday, which is the last day for lawmakers to debate and pass any bills forward. Reporting in Hartford, Celine Arif, Fox 61.
During today's special session, carpenters and contractors from Union Local 326 demonstrated that they're unhappy with the way they've been treated. Workers claim certain companies have committed theft and fraud. Contractors that have worked at job sites around the state set up signs and held up banners today calling out job sites where stop work orders were placed by the Connecticut Department of Labor. Union members say these orders were placed because companies, mostly from out of state, are creating unfair business practices by charging less amounts of money at the expense of the workers. Miguel Fuentes, president of Local 326, says a number of companies haven't paid their workers at all or haven't paid for overtime or workman's compensation. Here's what Fuentes would like to see the state do about it.
Make sure that things are being done above board and properly. Make sure that there's responsibility throughout the entire process, from the owner end user down to the subcontractor, and make sure that everyone who's involved in that project are following the rules, abiding by the law, and making sure that folks are making an honest living. Good local contractors can compete for business, we can put people to work, and put roofs over Connecticut residents' heads.
Fuentes says they chose to voice their frustrations during the special session to hopefully gain the attention of lawmakers.
And in addition to this special session, Governor Ned Lamont signed a declaration to allow lawmakers to create a fund to fill funding gaps from federal cuts. This is in response to the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, the impact of the current and possible future government shutdowns and any other potential federal cuts. The Emergency State Fund Reserve would help programs like SNAP, WIC, healthcare, school meals, child care, and housing aid. The governor says this move ensures Connecticut can protect its most vulnerable neighbors amid ongoing instability in Washington. We'll have more on the government shutdown in a few minutes. And we are continuing to follow breaking news tonight. We confirmed about an hour ago that a Connecticut school superintendent was charged with DUI. Now, according to court records, Middletown Public School Superintendent Alberto Vasquez Matos was issued a criminal citation. It happened July 29th in Hillsborough County, Florida. Those court documents show the citation was for driving under the influence, which is a first-degree misdemeanor there. He pleaded not guilty in August. We are working to get more details, and Middletown Public Schools says it does not comment on personnel matters. We've also reached out to the Middletown Mayor's office, and we'll update you once we hear back.
The medical examiner's office released the cause and manner of death for Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia.
Officials say the 11-year-old died in September of last year from child abuse with starvation and ruled it a homicide. Her mother, Carla Garcia, her aunt, Jacqueline Garcia, and her mother's boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita, are all charged in connection to her death. Police released body cam footage of their arrests this week. They were all arrested a few days after Mimi's remains were found behind an abandoned home in New Britain. All three are expected back in court on Friday.
Congratulations, Mayor.
After receiving more than 58% of the votes on election night, New Britain's new mayor, Bobby Sanchez, took the oath of office today, surrounded by other newly elected officials and friends and family. Fox 61's Victoria Anderson was there for the ceremony and breaks down what makes this win so historic.
It's a new day in New Britain as the city has sworn in its first ever Latino mayor, Bobby Sanchez, all to the tune of music and cheers here at New Britain High School.
A day of celebration before the real work begins. An inauguration ceremony welcomed new Board of Education members, aldermen, and the treasurer elected to the city's ranks. The final swearing-in, done by former New Britain Mayor Aaron Stewart, marked what new Mayor Bobby Sanchez calls the completion of his American dream.
As a young Puerto Rican kid growing up in New Britain, this moment is surreal for me. My parents worked incredibly hard, built a life for us here, all in pursuit of the American dream.
Sanchez previously served as a state legislator before and said he plans to bring that experience back home.
Sanchez says his priorities for this term will focus on fiscal responsibility, transparency, and community safety. Reporting in New Britain, Victoria Anderson, Fox 61.
New here at 6, the Connecticut Airport Authority says Bermuda Air will suspend its nonstop flights to Bradley International Airport. The CAA tells us that Bermuda Air had a shift in its network strategy. So we reached out for a statement. We're waiting to hear back. We don't know when it will stop offering flights. The CAA says it's committed to growing Bradley's route network with destinations important to people in Connecticut.
We have some sad news tonight. Jeff Fox, a former Fox 61 meteorologist, passed away in his sleep last night. His family made the announcement on social media today. For nearly 30 years, Jeff Fox was a familiar face and voice in Connecticut homes, guiding viewers through sunshine and storms alike.
Tonight, our Matt Scott looks back at the life and legacy of the longtime meteorologist who made weather personal.
For many people, Jeff Fox was the weather. He brought warmth and passion to every forecast, whether it was a sunny day or a serious storm.
Heading into the Willington, Ellington, Tolland area.
Fox joined WTNH in 1984 and spent nearly 3 decades forecasting for Connecticut, from Hurricane Gloria and Bob to the blizzard of '93 and countless storms in between. His easygoing style and genuine enthusiasm reached well beyond state lines, filling in on Good Morning America and hosting Inside Space on what's now the Sci-Fi Channel. Born in New York City, Fox graduated from Brooklyn Tech High School and started in radio before moving to TV, hosting Evening Magazine in Buffalo, where his warm style connected instantly with viewers.
You've had this. You get in your car, you're wearing shorts, you sit down on the seat, and ouch, right? Okay.
He earned certification in broadcast meteorology from Mississippi State University and carried a seal of approval from the American Meteorological Society.
Right now, the air temperature is in the low 90s. Now, if I take my little thermometer and measure the ground in the shaded area under the car, it's actually about 90 degrees.
In 2011, Fox's time at WTNH came to an end. A short time later, he joined Fox 61, forecasting the weather and diving into gardening and science stories. He and the station parted ways in late 2012. After moving to California with his wife Helene, Fox built a home studio, broadcasting for stations in Nebraska and sharing his tech startup and his dog Lucy with thousands of fans on Facebook. In 2017, he briefly returned to WTNH live from his California studio, to the delight of Connecticut viewers who never stopped following his work. Even as he battled pancreatic cancer, Fox kept his trademark curiosity and humor. He spoke candidly about his treatments, thanking his supporters and staying connected online. Jeff leaves behind his beloved family and thousands of fans who remember not just the forecasts, but the man behind them. Jeff Fox, a trusted voice, a curious mind, and a friend to so many in Connecticut.
Yeah, he lasted a long time, actually, after being diagnosed. He
Yes.
fought it for a long time. Jeff's colleagues, including me, describe him as generous, funny, endlessly passionate about science and storytelling. Those were the qualities that made him one of Connecticut's most beloved broadcasters. And Rach, we both worked with him, and he was a hoot.
I mean, like you just said, he was so passionate, not just about weather, but all things science, and he had such an energy about him that it was very contagious. It made everybody interested in whatever topic he was talking about. I was able to cover Tropical Storm Irene with him and the knowledge that he had about water levels, the Connecticut River, how far north the water levels would come. And he said, I've been doing this for so long, Rachel, you know, I know this inside and out. We covered the October nor'easter together back in 2011. So many people lost power. And I mean, you know, we've gone through laughs and cries, and he's just such a good person, a good friend, and we're going to miss him so much.
Yeah, so we started missing him a long time ago when he moved to California,
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll miss him now. So smart and funny, great one of the greats.
All right, we'll be right back after this.